Hey, beautiful soul. Welcome to Divine Time, where every moment meets you right on time. This isn't just a podcast, it's a sacred space, a space to slow down, breathe, and listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart. Here, we don't chase perfection, we speak truth. We share stories that heal. We remember who we are beneath the noise, the pain, and the mask. Each conversation is a mirror, a reminder that your light still shines, even when life feels dim. So, wherever you are right now, driving, walking, resting, or healing, take a breath. You're exactly where you're meant to be. And if you're hearing this message, it is for you. I'm your host, Donley Divine, and together we're growing, learning, and rising, one divine moment at a time. Because here on Divine Time, it's never too late. It's never too early. It's always right on time. Divine Time. So today, I want to talk about something that I don't hear a lot of people discuss. It's the silent weight that men carry. So, first of all, I want to say hello to all the warriors of love. Thank you back. And today, we're talking to the men who hold everything together, yet feel like no one sees their effort. The men who keep the lights on, the household stable, and the family safe, but still get labeled as the issue. First thing I want to talk about is the expectations that society places on men. The burden of being the man. Men are expected to provide financially. And I'm just going to go through a list of things that are expected from men. I hear a lot about the whole red pill. I don't really know what that is. I don't put myself in drama and all that lower vibration stuff. But this is something that I've noticed a lot of men around me discuss and speak about, including me. A lot of men are expected to provide financially. We're expected to be emotionally stable. We are expected to protect at all times. We are expected to lead without complaining. And we are expected to sacrifice without acknowledgement. So, for all you men that are listening right now, I want to hear y'all comments on that. Would you say that that's accurate, or do you think that's all cap? Now, let's talk real quick about these double standards when it comes to the expectations that society places on men. For example, when women express stress, but yet at the same time, they need support. Why is it that women can need support, but men can't? Men have to do it all on their own, but women need support. Why is it that when men express stress, all of a sudden they're weak, angry, or the problem? When women express stress, they need support. When a man expresses stress, he's considered weak, angry, or the problem. And so many people wonder why men shut down emotionally. Because anytime that they voice anything that deals with their emotions, they're labeled as things that make them considered less than a man, according to society. Do you think that that is fair? Do you think that that is fair? Do you think that that is right? Is that the way that society should be ran? And it's not even just melanated men, men in general. I've had men of different ethnicities, and come to the conclusion that this is mostly happening in the West, in America. If a man expresses any type of emotion, any type of stress, I shall say, then he's too soft. He's a simp. Oh, he ain't a real man. But I ain't even gonna go into that. The real man bullshit. We ain't gonna get into that. The next topic that I want to hit on. What would happen if men stopped? Think about that. What would happen if men stopped? Now, the thing that gets me is if a man is not chasing after women, if a man is not doing all this extra stuff to try and impress women, the first thing you hear from women, because he's focused on his goals, because he knows what he wants. But what would happen if men stopped? If they stopped being the financial backbone? Many households rely heavily on the man's income. I know for me, for what, the last 6 years, I personally have been the head of the household. I had allowed my wife to be a stay at home mom for 4 years. I've been taking care of her mom and my kids for the last 6 years, doing it all myself. I had my wife go get a job so that way she can get away from the kids. My only issue is if I'm doing all this by myself and there is no help, if something were to happen to me, then what's going to happen to everything that I have done? It's all going to disappear. If a man stopped working tomorrow, bills wouldn't get paid, food, shelter, and security would all be compromised. The entire structure of the home would be shaken. Men feel the pressure because they know the consequences. Just like in that Disney movie Encanto, that sister who sings that song where she's talking about she's holding the weight of the family on her back. And if she doesn't, it's all going to fall apart. That right there is what a lot of men feel like. And I know me personally, that's what I feel like. I'm in a house, I have purchased a house. And in this house, I'm taking care of my wife, my two kids, her mother, her father in law. And then with it, I'm allowing somebody else to stay here with their three kids till they get on their feet. Luckily, the person I'm allowing to stay here with their three kids, if they have anything they can give, they give. I appreciate that. But other than that, the rest is on me. I've asked my wife, if I were to pass away, everything's going to be lost. What are your plans? What are your goals? What are you trying to do for yourself just in case something happens to me? I have no issue with doing this, but I don't want it all to be a waste because I can easily go outside and a cop can mistake me as somebody else and take my life. Unjust, unrightfully so. But I'm gone, and all that I've been doing is going to be taken away because it cannot be maintained. Now, my wife's not the type to go and just move on. And she's been out of the field for so long that I don't even, and plus the jobs are not hiring. So I don't even know if she'd be able to find a job with the degrees and everything she has. She's been out of the workforce for so long. I don't know if she'll be able to snap back and get that drive that she would need to be able to pull in that $5,000 a month to keep everything flowing. you know, it's an invisible role that men play when it comes down to the logistics, the safety, the physical labor, the problem solving, the stress of having the family's survival depend on you, the mental weight that no one talks about. And then if it does get talked about, oh, that's just what men are supposed to do. Why is it okay for women to need help, but men have to do it alone? And even if y'all expect us to do it alone, men need respect. Now let me just go ahead and say this. Why respect matters more than love. Don't get me wrong. Love feels good. And I'm not talking about just physical love. I'm talking about the love in general. You can walk into a room and people can feel the love that you give out, the love that you're just putting into the atmosphere. I'm not talking about sex, coitus, bumping and grinding, munching. No, love is so much deeper than the physical. Love is a feeling that you can feel in your body without even touching someone. You can speak to someone and they can feel the love. Love feels good, but respect is what keeps a man going. You can love a man all you want. I guarantee you that a lot of men who cheat probably cheat because they didn't feel respected. But that's a different topic. Respect acknowledges his effort, his leadership, and his presence. If you're not acknowledging a man's presence when he walks in the door or walks by you, and he has to be the first one to speak in his own house, he doesn't feel respected. I can guarantee you that. If you don't even acknowledge the man's efforts and how he's slaving and killing himself to make sure everything is being handled and taken care of, providing a roof over your head when you're not doing anything to help, I can guarantee you that man does not feel respected. If everything you're doing and using is that man's, and you don't even say thank you or show any type of gratitude, I guarantee you that man doesn't feel respected. That flows into what respect to the head of the house looks like. Speaking to him with dignity, not belittling him in public or private, trusting his judgment, appreciating his sacrifices, not using his flaws as weapons. Mm, I say that again. Not using his flaws as weapons. I'm not going to go into that one because that would be a whole different episode. Giving him room to lead. Men, we are leaders. We need to be able to lead. Showing gratitude, verbally and through actions. I've reached a point in my life to where I'll listen to your words, but I'm watching your actions. If your actions are not aligning to the things that you're saying, with all due respect, I'm going to have to move on. Not comparing him to other men. Now, I need to say this again because I see it a lot. Not comparing him to other men. Men, if you're with, let's say you're in a relationship No, we're only going to speak about relationships because if you are doing all this for somebody you're not in a relationship with, you need to reevaluate your life. Men, if you if your woman is comparing you to other men, she doesn't respect you. She does not respect you. And she's rekindling those times with these other men, or either she wants time with those other men. Challenging him with support, not disrespect. So, respect to the head of the house looks like challenging him with support, not disrespect. I know there's probably some people listening and like, how do you challenge someone with support, not disrespect? Look, take yourself out the hood mentality. I understand the way that you may have brought up and things that you have seen. That's going to require healing on your part. I'd rather be challenged with support than to be disrespected. Let me give an example. There was a time where I was talking with my wife, and there was a particular situation that was going on. I brought it to her attention, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to handle this. And she was like, how are you going to handle it? And I was like, I'm going to go over there and talk to him. And she was like, okay, cool. Walk me through what it is that you're going to say. Matter of fact, let's practice it right now. So I was like, practice it. Why I need to practice it? She was like, because we're living in a time where people like to twist words and project and put things back on other people. You're a melanated man. You're going to talk to a Caucasian lady. She can say whatever she wants to say, and it's going to make you look bad. And because the fact that you're a melanated man and people automatically assume that black people are aggressive, if she says that you are aggressive or you made her feel uncomfortable, that's your ass. I'm like, you know what? You're right. So we practiced that, get it to a T. That right there was challenging me with support. She was supporting my decision and making sure that I handled it correctly, was prepared for the situation, for the battle that I was going into. That's challenging me with support, not disrespect. She could have easily been like, man, that's stupid as fuck. Just forget it. Those people are dumb as fuck. You're gonna look stupid as fuck if you go over there trying to engage in that low vibrational shit anyway. Don't do that. You really gonna dumbify yourself to go down to their level? Might not sound like it, but that would be kind of disrespectful as well. She challenged me with support instead. All right, bet. How do you plan on doing this? Okay, cool. Nah, I wouldn't say that. Matter of fact, lighten up the way that your shoulders are. You don't want to look aggressive. You don't even want to look like you about to like you getting mad. Okay, cool. What if she says this? How are you gonna respond to that? Preparing me for the battle that I was going into. Much love and appreciate you. Love you, babe. Now, what disrespect looks like? Constant criticism. We see this. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna put it like this. Because I guarantee you, everything I'm about to say is gonna be in that Kendrick Lamar song. I might have to tag that song in this on Spotify. On Spotify as well. So what disrespect looks like? Constant criticism, talking down to him, making him feel replaceable, expecting him to give everything while receiving nothing emotionally, undermining his decisions, treating him like he is never enough. Men, how many of y'all have felt like that? I want to hear y'all opinion. How many of y'all have felt like that? Like you've been in relationships and it's just been a nonstop battle back and forth, like you're playing tug of war. Like everything you do is not good enough. Like every time you take one step forward, she talks to you in a way or does things that make you feel like you just took 7 steps back. I want y'all to go listen to that Kendrick Lamar song, We Cry Together. Yes, this song right here, that Kendrick Lamar, We Cry Together, that describes what disrespect looks like. That is some toxic love right there. And with that toxic love, I will say that it's okay to be alone. Sometimes men need to be alone. So that way we can process our emotions internally. If that man would have removed himself and went to be alone, he could have processed the emotions internally. Alone time helps us men reset, strategize, release stress, rebuilds our mentality. And in all honesty, without this time, irritability and burnout increase. I know personally, I train and fight in Muay Thai. That's my stress releaser. I've been doing that for over 20 years now. I haven't done a whole bunch of fights. I've wanted to, but my time in the Marine Corps and deployments and everything, field, all that, made it to where I couldn't. But enough about me. I'm speaking to y'all. We need alone time. And with us having that alone time, that helps us to really get to know ourselves, to be in our mind, to calm our mind, learn how to calm our mind, regulate our emotions, understand our emotions, differentiate our emotions from our feelings, so that way we can better be the husband, boyfriend, man that we need to be. Solitude is not rejection. It's not us pulling away. It's us trying to be strong for everyone. Alone time protects the family because it protects the man's mental stability. I say this again. Alone time protects the family because it protects the man's mental stability. So, real quick, I got a message to women. So, men, if you have a woman in your life, I want you to let them listen to this, okay? Here I go. If you have a good man, appreciate him, respect him, support him, encourage him. Men break too. They just don't show it. A man who is respected will give everything he has to his home. I will say that again for you. A man who is respected will give everything he has to his home. Now give this back to the man for me, please. To every man listening who feels drained, who feels like the world only sees his mistakes and never his sacrifices, I see you. This platform sees you. You are not weak for feeling tired. You are human, and you deserve respect, peace, and appreciation. Keep standing strong, King, but don't suffer in silence. Your existence matters. Your work matters. You matter. You matter. And this isn't just to all the men out there, this is to myself as well. These are words. This is an affirmation that I'm going to be saying to myself on the daily. Because I know as much as I do and the little that I get back, I needed that too. But if this episode spoke to you, share it with a brother who needs to hear it. I want y'all to drop a comment about what men truly need but rarely receive. Go ahead, join the Warriors of Love community, a place where we uplift each other, and subscribe to Divine Time and help us get these conversations heard. Much love and appreciate it. Until next time. You can tilt your head down, but don't ever let your crown drop. Respect.
Hey, beautiful souls. If you love deep conversations about life, love, and spiritual growth, help us reach more like minded people. Like, comment, and share to push these powerful episodes through the algorithm. Let's build a community that thrives on wisdom and connection. Find us everywhere: YouTube at Danley_Divine, Facebook and Kick at Divine Time Podcast, and also follow the blog, divinetime.blog. If you're looking for your soul tribe, join our Telegram group, Warriors of Love. Together we rise. Divine time is now.